Welcome to Trading HT. Let's analyze together what's happening right now with Palantir because the upturn is absolutely nuts. First of all, guys, remember to read the disclaimer right here and in the video description below, and also to subscribe to Trading HT to watch more content like this. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm really surprised, because we're nearly the new highs, established back in December 2020 when everything was like completely nuts, and we're talking about the $45 area. At this moment, we are right now trading at 39. And the thing right now is like we broke out one of the main key levels right here, the support level of February 2021. Right now the next one which is the last one, is the $45 area. Will it continue? Leave your comments below about what you think is gonna happen. But the reality, guys, is like the upturn has been absolutely nuts. We know with those who bought the stock at $6 right now, they are experiencing an upturn of almost 600%. Completely insane. But obviously there is a reason to it. As I mentioned on previous videos, it's like the net income is absolutely nuts, because obviously we are not in the same situation as before. Here you can clearly see right now in December 2020 we had a net income of minus 150 million almost, and right now we have a net income, positive net income of almost 135. So obviously the situation is completely different. They managed to reverse, the bad fundamentals they had in the past, and right now this upturn is completely justified according to the fundamentals, of course. And the technical analysis obviously is there. When the fundamentals are good, they usually, the stock usually goes up over time. Right now we have an upturn in the general market, and so obviously if we have a healthy situation in terms of the fundamentals, the stock skyrockets. But with Palantir, obviously we even had the hype thing, because Palantir is a very popular stock, and what happens when you combine both, you can create like an upturn such as this one. It's completely nuts, more than nearly 600%. So if we have this $45 in the reach, we're talking about like an upturn of positive more than 600%. So maybe it can get it, but the thing here is like we need more data, and in that sense, in order to see that, we had to see exactly the forecast of the Wall Street analysts. So we're talking about right here. Let me take a look at it. We have 14 analysts from Wall Street, and interesting thing, we have like current estimation of an average of minus 29, which is below the current area. But obviously then we have on the other side the EPS and the revenue, the earnings per share and the revenue. It looks kind of good. We're talking about like in the third quarter 700 million in just in revenue, which is actually the best results ever. And then if we have the estimate of the EPS 0.09, which is the exactly reported earnings of the past EPS. So obviously right here we have different scenarios. The upturn is completely nuts because the fundamentals are good, because the forecast is even good, it is even better in that sense. But the thing here is like it can be even way better if we have like a positive earnings as the previous one. For instance, here we have an estimate of 0.08, and then what happened is like the reporting was better. And when that happened, the stock skyrocketed. You can clearly see right here that earnings is like, you can clearly see right here when they release it and they realize the surprise, that you can see the surprise factor of more than 11%. And then look at what happened afterwards. It was even retracing a little bit, like a downturn of minus 26%, which is a lot, But then they released these earnings and it skyrocketed almost 100%. So obviously, if we have a similar results as this one, like for instance, let's see, we have an estimate of 0.09. If they release the earnings and we have a reported 0.10, you can guess, but probably it will go up even, it will probably go above 45, the $45 area. And the revenue as well, if we take into consideration, what's going to happen in the next quarters right here, look at that. I mean, this is the type of stock you want to buy. I remember this in NVIDIA. Obviously, this is my opinion, of course, but it's not the same as buying a stock with such a good forecast, because we have an estimate in 2026 of $4 billion in the revenue, which is double the amount that we are experiencing right now. So if we have this forecast can, reach according to the estimate, you can guess, but probably the stock should go up according to the price and the fundamentals, And what we have right here, for instance, I remember NVIDIA, it was like a similar chart, it's like every quarter better than the previous one. So this is the type of things that you want to invest. You know, this is the type of information you have to look for. So for instance, right here, look at the EPS. It was completely different, you know. It's like in that sense, in 2020, the reporting was 0.19, and then in 2021, it was 0.13, and in 2022, 0.06. So you can clearly see the downtrend that we were experiencing at that time. Right here, you know, from 2023 and then the next years, you can clearly see the change in the forecast, you know. So the situation is completely different. And you can analyze many stocks, and the difficult part is buying a stock which is experiencing such a downtrend and buying at the dip. You know, it's like buying the dip is very, very difficult because you need to find the balance. You know, if sometimes you buy the stock and the fundamentals look even worse in the next quarter, so you buy it and you die essentially. You know, so that's the difficult part because you need to analyze closely the company, if they are making a good job, if they are trying to reverse the situation, and if they're going to make it. If you think they're going to make it, you have the data that you know that support that affirmation, go ahead, you know, because buying the dip at this particular stock, it could be the best thing, you know, because you can get a lot of performance. But obviously you need information, you need data, you need to analyze many things. So thank you very much for this video, guys. See you in the next one, and remember to subscribe to Trading ST.